Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm CPA Goals, and this channel is going to be all about study methods, retention tips, note-taking digitally, digital planning, and it's going to focus a lot on studying for the CPA exam because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm probably going to film an introduction video later on, but I really wanted to film this video first because this app is pretty new to the App Store. I think it was released in February. It's now April. But I just wanted to go over a quick tutorial with this because I think it's amazing. I've been using it for almost a week now and I'm really impressed with it. So I just wanted to go over it with you guys really fast. The app is called Zinnia. You can find it in the App Store. It is technically free, but I wouldn't really say that it's free. You can download it and you can get 3 free journals into which you can place up to 3 pages each, but realistically that's not really enough to do much of anything with any topic you might have. So it is a paid app. You can subscribe monthly. I think it's $9.99 a month, or you can pay for a full year up front, and that's $39.99, which is what I'm doing. That is a pretty steep cost for an app. For example, Procreate, which is one of the most incredible iPad apps out there in my opinion, that only costs $10, and that gives you basically the most incredible template for any artwork you would want to create digitally. But on the flip side of that way of thinking, if you were to buy a planner and markers and pencils and stickers and art paper and anything else you might use, washi tape, that's something we'll talk about later in this video. But if you were to add all the cost of all that up, not only would it likely be much more than $40, but you still wouldn't have the freedom to design, create, and basically make this the way you want it to be. So first of all, let's start with the quick start guide. This comes preloaded in the app when you download it so that you can learn how to do it. Basically it tells you to use your iPad in landscape mode. By the way, I am using an iPad Pro. I own the 2018 iPad Pro with cellular and Wi-Fi with 256 gigabytes of data. I've had it almost 5 months now and I cannot imagine my life without it at this point. I use it every single day and the amount of value it adds to my life is pretty incalculable. But anyways, let's start in with Zinnia. So you want to use your iPad in landscape mode with this. Just swipe to go to the next page. So you can see there are arrows indicating the 4 main buttons that you use with this app. So I'll just click on them really quick. We'll go into more detail later, but the main one that you want to use is the studio button. That's the one on the far left that's now highlighted in like a pink color. It pulls up all of these template options. It's really incredible how many things are in here. Probably the coolest part of this app is the washi tape. I've never seen an app that has anything like this. There are so many design options in here, and what's really cool is the flexibility where you can edit this. You can make it pretty much any size you want, drag it to pretty much wherever you want on the page. Really cool. You can also add photos directly from your iPad, which is pretty cool. So you can see I have just some different photos here. You can insert those directly into your journal or planner. You can also directly add text. You can either type text into the boxes that are pre-formatted, or you can insert your own text boxes to type wherever you want. I have to say, this app is extremely text friendly. I would say more so than its drawing capabilities. But it does have drawing capabilities. I have the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. I can click on any of these icons at the bottom. There are many different options. You don't have to use just the 3 that are there. If you click down a little bit harder, it'll pull up all these different options. There's marker, pencil, technical pen, highlighter, brush pen, paint pen, airbrush, and watercolor. There's also pretty much unlimited color options. Let's see, it's being difficult. There we go. So this color wheel is a little interesting. I've actually never seen one like this, but you can rotate this around to anything you want, and then you can move the color to select one on the inside. One thing that's really nice about this app, I think it's extremely user-friendly, is actually this little dropper here, because it allows you to pick a color on the screen. You can go black here, this really pretty mauve, and if you select that, you just hit done. Whoops, done. And now that's the exact color you've selected, which is really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and hit undo on that, and we'll keep moving forward with this tutorial. So this is pretty easy. Like it says, you can swipe, pinch, rotate, zoom. Basically, you want to just pinch in to make it small. If you release, it'll go back in, or you can just obviously swipe your fingers out to zoom in. Pretty sure we should know for the most part how to do that. So let's go into the studio a little bit more just while we're here. So there are these really, really nice built-in templates you can use. I typically use weekly planners, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. So these vertical ones you can see, they fit on one part of this screen. So you can see that there's a page on the left and a page on the right of this screen. When you click on one of these, I'll just insert one and then delete it really fast. But you can see it fits on one side of the page, which is really, really nice. But if you scroll down, there are ones that actually fit across both pages, like that, which is super cool because I typically write quite a bit in my planners. I have a lot going on, which I will discuss in my introduction video when I get that up. But there are tons of options down here, really, really cool formatting stuff. So they have all of that. Another thing I really like are all of their themes. They don't have that many themes compared to everything else that they have, but the ones they do have are really, really nice. Like this travel one is super cool. Comes with really cool custom paper, cards, stickers. Really, really nice. But anyways, to insert a photo, I have already done that on this page. This is a photo I took straight out of my iPad. One thing that's pretty cool, I'll just show you this now. See, if I select this, I can move it around the screen. But if I tap it with my pencil, and of course it won't cooperate now. There we go. I can lock it, and then now I will not be able to grab it or pick it up. It is locked into the screen. To unlock it, you just tap unlock, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you can insert images into pretty much anything you're working on. Like I said, you can add text. I'm going to zoom in really fast so that you can see this. Or maybe I won't. Perhaps it'll freeze for a moment. Excellent. I love when things freeze when I'm trying to do tutorials. Let's try closing out of that really fast and going back in. Here we go. I typed this in, gonna crush this week because I try to crush every week. But to do that, you can see it highlights anywhere where you can type text in blue. You can also just tap and it'll insert a big old text box for you. But I don't really want to do that, so I'm just gonna hit delete at the bottom and we're gonna keep moving. Finally, the drawing feature. So I have to say, I do think this is lacking a little bit. I think this could use a little more work, but I'll just show you a little bit of it. I'm gonna pick out a nice blue color here on this color wheel. I'm going to use the highlighter. Gonna go ahead and change the opacity to be sort of see-through, and I'm gonna change the size to be huge. So that's what the highlighter looks like. It's nice, like it's fine. I just feel like for example, if I pick this technical pen, I make the color black, I zoom in here, it's like fine, but I feel like the writing experience isn't as good as apps that are specifically designed for writing, which makes sense. For example, Notability and GoodNotes have incredible writing experiences, but those are apps literally designed for writing and note-taking, so that's something to keep in mind. Finally, one thing you can do is rotate images pretty easily. You just select any of the corners and you just drag it around. Pretty cool. You can also layer items underneath each other, which is really cool. Or if you, let's see, hold your finger on the screen and then you drag around a bunch of items like this, you can select all of those items and move them around at once, which is, again, pretty convenient. Finally, I typed in hi YouTube in this earlier, but when you select this notebook, you can see the pale blue boxes. So that's where you can add text or artwork pretty much from anywhere in the studio as well, which is pretty cool. So leave that there, keep moving. And as you can see, I showed you this earlier, but when something's locked, you can't move it. So you have to tap it, hit unlock, and now you can move it wherever you want. And yeah, as I said, you can layer items underneath each other, which I'll show you. I use that in my journals that I made, and it's extremely useful. So that's pretty much everything on the tutorial. So you can see you can undo stuff. That's pretty much how you use this app. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the things I've been working on. I think I'm going to show you my April spread for now. I might do May in a separate video, but let's go into April. So this is what I made for my April planner. I selected this paper from the, I forget what this is called. It's like the main station or whatever. I forget the terminology, I apologize. But I picked the paper out just from the paper section down here. I can't remember which one I specifically even pulled it from. Floral maybe, can't remember. But I pulled paper out of there. Oh, just kidding, this is a card, sorry about that. So I actually pulled it out of cards on here. Yes, it was one of these. So yeah, right there, cool. So I found this card, I thought it was pretty cool, so I just dragged that in and inserted it here. I then wrote the word April down there because this is the month of April. I picked this sticker out from the little station thing as well. Typed in April at the top. I did have to go in and type all the numbers in for this calendar, which was pretty time consuming. It's a little frustrating that there isn't like a way you can just slap that in pre-numbered. I would have liked to have seen that option. I also selected this watercolor paper for the background. So I got that from paper. So if you scroll to the bottom, there's this really nice watercolor wash option. And I just selected, I think it was the one on the bottom right, and I just zoomed in a little bit and rotated around so the color was a bit different. I also locked it in place because I found that when I was editing stuff on the page, the paper wanted to move around quite a bit. So pretty much all of my watercolor backgrounds are locked in. But that's what that looks like. And now I'm actually going to show you really fast what it looks like to insert a page. That did not go where I wanted it to, but whatever. Okay, so I actually want to insert a page where I can make my own CPA study schedule and tracking thing, basically. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry my cat is meowing. Hold on one sec, I'm going to let her in. Sorry, my pets have terrible manners. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and pick a paper for this. I've already used most of the watercolor papers in my scheme a couple of times. So I'm just going to pick this one, even though it isn't really in the color scheme of my other papers. I'm going to expand it so that it fits where I want it to in the screen. I make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'm going to lock it in. Hopefully it'll let me. See, this is the trouble I was having. Lock, there we go. Once you have it locked, it won't move, but if you don't lock it, it's kind of difficult to do anything on the page without it moving. So what I'm going to do now, I basically want to create a template where I can keep track of my CPA studying every day. So I was thinking it would be smart to use a tracker, but most of the trackers in here obviously are not designed for CPA studying. So I've done some improvising basically. And I kind of figured out a way to do what I want. So these ones work really well for this. So basically what I do is I zoom in until just the part that I want is on the page, like that. So I've pretty much erased anything that would indicate that this isn't a study schedule for what I would normally want. Then I lock it in place. And now I can go ahead and add a text box like at the top, let's say. It's not quite where I want it. Let's see. That looks better. Now we can type. And another thing that's really nice about this app is it has tons of font options. So which one? Let's pick a different one. Oof. That one looks nice. So once I have the font that I want, I basically just use the space bar to get it centered. I think that's kind of centered. That's roughly centered, so that'll do. So now that I have that, I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in place so it doesn't move. And let's pick out some, let's see, maybe a key would be nice. I don't think they have any that are just kind of like how I want. So I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna go ahead and go into this drawing feature. Gonna go ahead and just pick out some colors. Let's pick out like, here, I'll use the dropper actually. Let's grab that yellow. I'm just gonna go ahead and draw like a tiny little key in here. Let's zoom into this corner. Whoa, that is not what I wanted. That was enormous. Let's go ahead and change that. How about like a more normal? There we go. Just gonna draw a little box there. Now I'm gonna grab another color. Let's do that one. Draw another box here. Sorry, I'm not the best artist, so color shape's gonna be a little rough, but just bear with me. Let's go ahead and grab another color. Let's do this dark one over here. Oh, no. There we go. Let's do that one. Okay, this is an interesting color scheme, but I can vibe. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and click done on that. I'm gonna go back into the text feature, and I'm just gonna tap, oof, that's not where I wanted that to go. I'm gonna need the text to be quite a bit smaller for this. So I'm just gonna change the size so that it's quite a bit smaller. There we go. Ugh, come on. See, sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of like how the text boxes are set up, because I don't think they necessarily go where they should. Let's say 1 hour. There we go. Now I'm going to try to add in another one underneath that. Or maybe I can do copy, paste, drag that down here. And then I'm just going to change it so that it says 2 hours. Well, that's not going to work. There we go. And then I'm going to try one more time. There we go. So now what I can do is, if all of these hearts represent one day in the month, if for example on the 1st, which we can pretend would be, not text, I want to draw. Like if this is the 1st, right there, and I study for an hour, I can go into my highlighter, I can select the color of this key, and I can go ahead and fill that in. So now it's showing that I studied 1 hour. Oh my goodness. There we go. 1 hour on the 1st of this month, which is pretty cool. So obviously I need to update this for the studying I actually did, but this would be an example of how you can change some of the templates to fit your needs. So now that we've got that set up, I'm going to go ahead and keep moving and just show you the rest of this planner really fast, and that'll be the end of this video. So this is, I did not want this to go after that. We're going to have to reorder the pages, but this is what I have for my first 2 weeks of the month. I just kind of put just some basic things on here. I have some bills that I need to pay. I'm an accountant, so I actually think that people need to talk about money more, so I don't care if you see how much my bills are. You can see Thursday I had a payday, Saturday I restrung my favorite guitar in the world and my ukulele. I taught a dance class for half an hour. I just kind of write everything pretty much that I do that isn't work, because work I have a very set schedule, so I know when I work. Skipping that, the next week, this is the current week, so today is Thursday the 16th of April. I need to follow up on an assignment that I submitted yesterday, but there was like a formatting issue and I completely missed part of the assignment, so I need to go ahead and redo that tonight. I'm also filming my first YouTube video. That's what this is. Hi everybody. I keep track of my dance schedule on here, my teaching schedule. I also typically write down what I study for CPA, but I'm going to go ahead and use the CPA study schedule for that in the future. I really liked this weekly planner in particular because I liked that it left space for notes on the side. And you can see I've added these stickers as well. Sorry, I forgot to point that out on the other page as well. But all of these I just kind of added. And again, like I added the paper as well and everything, but I was just trying to make it look nice. Following week, I really liked how this one turned out. This is the washi tape on the bottom where it says "You are magic." I added that in. I think it's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with the fact that this app has washi tape. That is amazing. But everything on this page is pretty much a sticker. These flowers are stickers. All of this was built into the app. I didn't insert any of this. And then finally, this is the last page for this monthly spread. For this planner, again, there's some washi tape at the bottom, just a couple stickers, added the watercolor paper at the bottom of everything, rotated it, zoomed in just to make it kind of look different so it didn't look like the same thing on every page. But that is pretty much how you use this app. So I'm going to go ahead and reorder these pages really quick, hopefully. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Have to figure that out later. Anyways, that's pretty much how you use this app. I'm gonna go ahead and do another video on my May spread because my May spread, I spent quite a bit more time on it and I think it turned out way nicer. So I think I'm gonna do that in a separate video. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this. This is my first YouTube video, so this is gonna be a little rough around the edges, but I really appreciate you taking the time. And if you made it this far, well done. I'm genuinely impressed. All right, guys, good luck with all of your studies. I'll have more videos coming out soon. Keep your head up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.